Hello, everyone, and welcome back to VectoScalarTechTalk show. For your information, people who have been watching and subscribing to our show for a longer period of time, this is our 49th episode. So it's been a year-long journey since we have been doing this activity for every week. And like every week, we have an amazing guest this time. We have Vikas Kalra, who is going to share insights about IT upskilling at scale. Welcome, Vikas, to our show.
Thank you, Vikas. Yeah. Generally, I used to say during my BTech, great, there is a quotation, great people think alike. So I say great names think alike. There were two more friends with the name Vikas. Yeah.
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 Yes. Yes.
Today this we have this synergy that Vikas on the house. Great. Uh,
Yeah.
Before moving forward, let me introduce Mr. Vikas Kalra to you so that you know his background and you can ask relevant question during the podcast today. Vikas Kalra, a passionate trainer come entrepreneur, leads globally diversified CETPA group of companies working in IT development, manpower outsourcing, and corporate training segments. Specializes in software, web, mobile app, database, digital marketing, ERP, Salesforce, IT security, and cloud computing domain with exclusive coverage of high-end IT applications. As a technology evangelist and a director with over 20 years of subject matter expertise, worked in business analytics, machine learning, software development, hardware design, VLSI, and digital marketing domains. As a senior technical consultant, have a plethora of experience in providing cost-effective IT solutions and generating ideas at low cost. In parallel, having vast experience of handling projects in versatile domain. And because during our conversation, you mentioned that you have trained more than 2 lakh students, right? Your company SETPA.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
quite a
Yeah.
big number, right?
Yes, you can say like we started actually, we got a breakthrough when I started immediately when we started the company. We were partnered with STEP IIT Roorkee. So today
Okay.
I can say there are many companies who are partnered with different IITs, IIMs, IMIT and everyone. But that time we were the only name partnering with IIT. So we got a breakthrough that time like yeah, we are partnered with IIT. So any college, any university, any corporate we were visiting, we were getting a privilege of partner with IIT. Then definitely you have some special qualities, special skills. So we got
That's
that breakthrough in the starting only, and then we closed big numbers. Even our first summer training, that's during after my BTech in 2005, we catered 2000 around 5,000 students. So that time there were no big number of engineering colleges were there, but and we were purely focused that time among engineering students, engineering technologies. So there inside IIT campus, we delivered training to around 2,200 students at Roorkee and around 2,800 students at our own campus. So during summer, generally Roorkee is a small city, and the market there
yeah.
is a civil lines popular market is there in Roorkee. So during summer the market was closed. Like yeah, generally the students Roorkee is mainly due to IT only. So students,
Yes.
corporate, the different shops and market was closed. That students are not there in Roorkee, but they were very astonished ki what happened in Roorkee, from where this big number is coming, and how the summer is also becoming their a big season time. Yeah, so there we started
So
at
great.
IIT Roorkee, I can say. Yeah. Yes.
That's interesting. And this year I had a pleasure to speak at one of the IIT Roorkee event. So I can just correlate that the city has a different vibration. So first of all, I would like to ask to describe your 20 years of journey and how you got into this training field, because it's not the typical pathway of any uh, budding business person or even a person who is looking for a job. So how did you transition into this field and how the journey started?
Yeah, from my childhood only, I used to hear that necessity is the mother of yeah,
Initial.
invention. Yeah.
Yes.
So my father was a patient of brain tumor for around 10 years. We were having big financial crunches. So even during from my 9th to 12th standard, I used to teach math subjects. So in my 9th standard, I teach 9th student, 8th student, 8th standard student, or even 10th standard student were studying maths from me in my when I was in 9th standard. So I
Oh,
got excellent grades every time in maths. During my 11th, I got, being from UP board, I got around 19, exact 99 marks in my 11th standard in maths. out of 100 in UP board, and then in 12th also I got good distinctions and all. So there I started teaching from my 8th, 9th standard. I started teaching normal subjects. And when I was in BTech, I thought in BTech second year, I thought that it will be difficult for me to survive will I enter into job. My family was having a great debt, so I thought better I should enter again into entrepreneurship or something. So I started teaching. I am BTech in electronics, so I started teaching one subject VHDL. That is the
Yeah.
one subject of part of VLSI. The major group is VLSI. So whatever IC designing are there. So I started teaching VHDL, and scientists used to call this language as very hard and difficult language. So they made a full form. That language was actually hard. So I started teaching that hard language, VHDL, very hard and difficult language. So there I started the journey during my BTech second year. I started teaching VHDL. Then I started teaching robotics, VLSI, embedded system, different subjects. And after my BTech, during BTech only initially we started a society with the name of Computer Education and Technology Promotion Association. And because as a student it was difficult to start a company. We thought there will be big investment should be required to start a company. So we started firstly a society with the name Computer Education and Technology Promotion Association, and short form the society CETPA got famous immediately. So immediately after BTech, I complete my engineering in 2004. So in 2005, we started a company with the same name, CETPA Infotech Private Limited. That was our first company into trainings, and we were partnered to IIT Roorkee. And then in 2008, we opened multiple other campuses. First campus 2007, 8, we first campus we opened outside Roorkee in Greater Noida, and then we opened multiple campuses, and later on we enter into multiple other domains also. So today, if we talk about, we are working into number one trainings. Trainings is again divided into three verticals: retail trainings at our campuses, corporate training, and then government funded trainings. That is training vertical. Number two, we are into manpower outsourcing. We are sourcing manpower to clients like Motherson. We are working with Samsung. We are working with Pfizer, Cadence. There are multiple clients. And third, we are working into software development business. So this is like that was a breakthrough we started parallel to BTech only. So that was a need actually. I started my fee that time during college days. I was on free seat that time. My annual fee was around 19,000 per year, and after means when I complete my BTech, I earned around 3-4 lakhs rupees through that business only.
That's a very insightful and inspiring journey, I should say, because you had a hardship, the hard struggle at home that forced you to take up the teaching, the early career.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the best choice that people have nowadays, even nowadays, that whenever
Yeah.
somebody is studying something, and if they need money, and that beginning can itself in the form of teaching, and that develop the concept for the self. And when you mentioned the 99 marks in math, I think in addition to our name we relate with so many things. So in my board, I also got in my 12th board 99 in my maths. So maths
Oh,
used
great.
to be my favorite subject. I think too many synergies to discuss about. And it's great. I think I have heard this name a lot. This is your company is definitely a big player in market in the training domain, talking about setpa. And today it was insightful to know the history of the name itself, that how it started and how you pivoted into use this the name which was driving the brand name. So all the stories that today's startups talks about, that how the brand name started, I think you have an organic form of all those stories, that how the brand name picked up. So in the,
Yes.
because primarily you are in the space of upskilling, so in the last
Yeah.
20 years, how do you see that, how the upskilling landscape has changed in India?
Yeah, when I was pursuing my BTech, generally students used to go to BSNL, MTNL, BHL was there in Roorkee, in Haridwar only. So, and the purpose was to get a certificate only. But now, if we talk about, the people are aware about the technology, they are aware about the need of the technology. So that is when I complete my MBA parallel after BTech. So I used to get one statement into the IT technology spectrum, that it is difficult to get aware about your product to the audience at a mass level. It is a bit difficult. So we were getting the challenge that students, corporates were not much aware, or were not having that much courage to learn the technology or to invest into the technology. But now the spectrum is changed. People are aware about the technology, need of the upskilling, and even I could remember many corporates were reserved that they don't want to outsource their trainings, and even 3, 4, 5 years even before COVID also, companies were very reserved at least to outsource their induction trainings. But now I can see like even Motherson is our client, and right now we are delivering training to around 120 freshers of Motherson. They are coming to our Noida campus for upskilling only, and they are delivering induction training for them. So definitely, and the digital era is there, but still I can see, especially in India, post-COVID, there was a hike of online learnings, online trainings, but now big names are also jumping to the physical live classes, and that
Okay.
is like that is I can say that the USP of CETPA, that we were always means popular into live trainings, classroom trainings, and people used to join us from different parts of the country. Every year we train around 500, 600 students, especially in winter training from Jammu and Kashmir. We train people from Northeast also. So many people join us for the trainings at our campus. That is it, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
things have changed, and primarily, I think, in your observation, the awareness among
Mm.
the youth have changed. Earlier, people were
Yes.
not even aware about the new technologies, but now they are
Mm.
talking about the new
Yeah.
technologies, and they are upskilling themselves, right?
Yeah, definitely
And
means that is one of the COVID, COVID has given this that more awareness about the technology, online learning, YouTube and everything. There are multiple business coaches are there, or coaches are there, technology coaches are there on the different platforms. Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
so probably a follow-up question in this regard itself, that post-COVID, I think the coaching industry, at least that we see on Facebook, has emerged a lot, where people are
Yeah.
doing this 99 rupees program and further funnels are there. So
Yeah.
did you also try that part, or you also into that form of giving classes?
Actually, yeah, definitely. We means right now, if we talk about 30% of our business is coming from the offline training and 70% is from online. All our trainings
Okay.
are hybrid trainings. That same trainer is delivering training in the classroom also, and the same trainer is interacting with online students. So, and
Okay.
definitely means now the means if I can say boundaries are widen, and even we are delivering training to people in US, UK, UAE, and different parts of our country as well, Bangalore, Pune. Many people join us for these trainings. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
that does
Yes.
answer the question. So,
Yeah.
because my follow-up question is that everyone is talking about IT upskilling these days. So, whether we
Yeah.
talk to schools also
Mm.
curriculums have changed, where programming languages have been introduced at even at the level of 7th to 8th class. Colleges are
Yeah.
definitely talking about upskilling and corporate. But what are your key observation? Because you have been a player in this market for a longer period of time and dealt with school, colleges, the government projects, and even the corporate. So, what are your key observation about the upskilling, IT upskilling, that not many people are aware of?
Yeah, means especially in IT upskilling, if I talk about these days, like 20 years back or 10 years back, when I see the level of the students or even professionals, so they were more means regular or punctual during their trainings and in during their education. But now everyone is looking in a hurry, like they are looking for these shortcuts. and
Okay.
and I can say, if you talk about any monotonic domain, any industry, BPO industry, or any other industry similar to this, so it is easy to get enter into those domains, and those are very down the line, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, people get saturation, and then they plan to move to some other industry. So, but I have seen that people again look for shortcuts in IT upskilling also. They want that there should be 1 week capsule program, or I should learn a technology in a very short span of time. But if I talk about a very major language, programming language into IT, say Java, so ideally it take I can say 6 months time to learn exactly the complete Java, starting from core Java, advanced Java, frameworks and all. So, and that means it need the practice, regular learning, and time should be given. And what my observation is that if you want to enter into IT, my message to each and every participant is every student is there when they visit us for the training. So my message, clear message is that if you want to enter into IT domain, then you have to study for the lifetime. Be ready for that. Please, at least you take a oath ki at least ki you have to give at least 20 hours a month or 40 hours a month to upskill yourself. Otherwise, like firing is going on and everywhere. Yesterday, Dell fired around 10% of their workforce. Few days back, Intel fired their 15,000 employees. So that is like when they will fire. Firing is not a challenge, but the people should be capable enough that once they are fired, they should have another job in their hand. So for that, upskilling is mandatory and regular upskilling is mandatory. Where
Okay,
like
so
people look for the shortcuts. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the two key outcomes from this conversation is one that are probably the quick, like we are focusing on quick deliveries, quick videos, and short videos. Every
Yeah.
platform that is trying to engage the people is on the short videos. You just keep scrolling. I think that quick has got into us to an extent that probably we want to learn programming language also quickly. But because
Yeah.
these are foundation, these are career foundation, that takes its
Yeah.
own time, right?
Yeah, quick
So probably
friendship, quick marriage, quick divorce, everything
yeah,
is going.
everything
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, quick.
as everything is quick
Yeah,
in the lifetime, but at least for the skilling part, people should
yeah.
go with the mindset
Spend
of
yeah
it is
time. Yeah,
foundational,
yeah,
spend at least months and years. And
yeah,
also you made a very profound statement about regular upskilling. So it's not just about getting into the industry, it is
yeah.
also about that to remain relevant to the industry, one need to keep upskilling themselves, because things are getting outdated quick fast, right? Quite fast. And
Yes.
you
Yeah.
talked about the firing, and definitely when I've been in IT industry for 8 years of my lifetime, and I have seen that yeah, companies do fire, and it becomes difficult during that time of firing. So I always tell people it is always good to upskill themselves, because I've seen
Mhm.
people sometimes stay in an organization long period of time, that is good, but they somehow lose contact of the market conditions. Probably that one technology is still relevant in that one organization, but the setup has changed in other organizations, right?
Yeah.
So upskilling is quite. So do you also offer these programs for working professionals, like they take up your classes and evening or weekend classes?
Yeah, yeah. Means our campuses are means like we are 6 days working. Means especially my trainers, so they join us for Monday to Thursday. They have week off on Friday, and on Saturday, Sunday weekends there are generally professionals from the industry. They join us for trainings. And
Okay.
all our trainers are like corporate trainers only. So that is the difference somewhere or the other. Key means our trainers, when they are delivering the training, so they are aware about what is exactly required into the industry for actual project development. So generally, even in the training companies also, I have seen that people are more focused on the trainings or on the training delivery or on the conceptual delivery, but they are not more focused on the practical delivery. So that is
Okay.
there that at CETPA we follow a model of 2080 where 20% concept delivery there and 80% practical project works is involved, assignments, assessments, and everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. We have got one question, so let's pick up one question here. So Rajesh is asking, what are the latest technologies which students or professionals should opt to have a great career ahead? So, based on your experience, what are those technologies that can help
Yeah.
one to build a good career in IT?
My two favorite technologies. Why favorite? Because having the great demand in the industry. So my two favorite technologies are if a person is from the non-IT background, he is a normal graduate, BA, BSc, BCom, or even from a mechanical background in BTech, or if a person is having some experience into some telecom industry, BPO industry, or HR industry, and that
Okay.
person want to move into IT. So the best domain I feel is the data science AI domain. Initially, he can start with data analytics, business analytics, and gradually he can enter into machine learning AI kind of domains. So that is for non-IT people, the people who are into IT. So the BTech students, computer science, MCA, BCA students. So if they want to learn the technology, so I feel the hottest technology or the demand of the technology that is full stack development. So full
Okay.
stack development, in full stack there are two options. One is through Java, that is a long term program, and if the short term we talk about then full stack using Node.js. So JavaScript is capturing the market with a great speed. So Mun stack, Mean stack, these are the full stack technologies having great demand these days in the industry. I can say, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay.
IT, yeah, full stack, and for non-IT, it is data science AI. Even
Okay.
means and data science AI, I talk about 30 to 40% of our business. We are working into around 100 plus technologies. So 30 to 40% of our business is coming through data science AI programs, and that is the demand. Even TCS, uh, I feel in March announced that they have around 6 lakhs plus employees worldwide, and out of that, they have trained 3.5 lakhs plus employees into generative AI technology. So that is they have the biggest AI pool in the world with one company, TCS. Yeah, so
Okay.
that is
I did.
actually having great demand. Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, one question here, Vikas, that
Mhm.
in my experience, like AI and ML, especially, it's not just about
Yeah,
prompt engineering, but if someone
yeah.
is learning AI ML, it is not even developer, it's more research oriented. One has to have a good mathematics and those kind of things. So is it that easy transition for a non IT person to get into data science and then move to AI ML?
No, that is generally means at CETPA we have different programs, 6 months program,
Okay.
1 year program. But I always recommend students or participants to firstly go for business analytics or data analytics domain only.
That makes
And
sense.
business
Yes.
analytics, data analytics is not that difficult as compared to
Yes.
machine learning AI. And especially when we talk about data science, machine learning, there is a need of domain expertise as well. And domain
Yes.
expertise comes with experience. So
Yeah.
data science consists of three parts. One is programming, second is mathematics, and third is domain expertise. So
Yes.
freshers should go for business analytics, data analytics domain, and once they have experience of 1 year, 2 year, then they should plan parallelly to data science and then to generative AI, machine learning, natural language processing, image processing, or any technology. So
Okay.
that should be the
Okay.
ideal transition, I can say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for asking that, answering that question. And Rajesh, thanks for asking that question. I hope your question is answered. Uh, Now, SETPA being fundamentally a training organization. So, what are the some of the challenges faced by training organization like SETPA and other in India? Because the dynamics are changing. Would you like to share one or two challenges?
Yeah, one is means if I ask you, a person has to go for some professional degree, B Tech or MBA. So what amount he invests in his B Tech? What do you feel?
Typically, I think between 5 to 10 lakh, depending on the
Yeah.
college.
Yes, yes. And what that B Tech is making him jack of all. Means when I
Yeah.
was pursuing B Tech, there was a popular saying the industry need jack of none, master of one. And generally students are jack of all, master of none. But
Yeah.
now after 20 years, I have seen that yeah, company are looking for jack of all also plus master of one as well.
Yeah.
So through BTech, I can say they are becoming jack of everything. They are getting a degree, but they are not becoming placeable. So the technology, the industry or the training that will provide them the job into their dream domain, they are not ready to invest. So they are ready to pay 5-10 lakhs rupees on BTech MBA, but they are not ready to invest into trainings. They are looking for, yeah, I'll get some free YouTube sessions or through some online platforms there where there are the ready-made lectures are available, recorded lectures are available. And challenge is that, there is a big pool. Means when I talk about getting a training through a trainer and self learning is good. I don't say self learning is not good, but the difference is that if you want to study one concept, especially in the technology spectrum, uh, learning a concept, one topic, if you learn on your own, it may take 10 hours, but if you learn the same topic through a trainer, it can take 1 hour. Okay, it can take 1 hour only. So that is like time is the cost actually. So you are spending that much time, and what you are learning, whether that is relevant to the industry or not. When I say Python is everywhere these days. So Python programming, I talk about, that is having 2.35 lakhs plus libraries, billions of predefined functions, methods are there. So someone say that I spent my whole life in learning Python and I know complete Python. That is not possible. So
Yes.
on the YouTube, on the online platforms, the uh, information is there, knowledge is there, but what to study we are not aware about. and where to study we are not aware about. So that is that getting a training, live training through an instructor, and especially where the instructors are from the industry, they are aware about what exactly there is a need to make a person industry ready to work on the direct project. So that matters. So uh, my input is here is that people should focus on the upskilling also. They should have a budget, like parents should have a budget, uh, corporate should have a budget of like if they have few employees with them, 100,000, 10,000, so they should have out of their annual budget, they should have some budget for the employees upskilling also. And similarly parents should have some budget that okay, on their future we are investing say 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs rupees, we have planned for their degree. So parallelly 10%, 20% they should plan for the upskilling also of the latest technology, I can say. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, I've been a speaker trainer myself, so I can just correlate with these numbers and these
Yeah.
experiences, that sometime it feels that when somebody is just starting into training and they want to say cheap training like 500,000 rupees training, probably students will evaluate that a lot compared
Yeah.
to like going for any entertainment or those things. So
Yeah.
somehow there that number seems so low during the
Yeah.
entertainment, but the same number when spent on education, the trainings, it seems too high. Right? I think this is the perception. But on the other side, as you rightly mentioned, that we should have a specific budget for our education. And when we mean education, it's not just the qualification, the degree that we are getting from the college, the
Yes.
upskilling education budget. So I was
Yeah.
attending one of a entrepreneur development program, and there they mentioned that for the business owner, they should keep at least a 10% budget for their own upskilling. So
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
one is earning on a constantly,
Mm,
like keep whatever someone is earning annually,
mm,
they should keep at
mm.
least that 10% of that earning into education. It could be different type of education, not just the market
Mm.
relevant. It
Yeah.
could be some
Yeah.
health
Yeah.
related training or
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
curiosity.
It
but
can be
but
behavioral training or anything. It can be.
yeah,
Yeah.
it could be anything, but one should spend
Yes.
that time. So that makes a lot of sense. And because you also mentioned about employability skill gap, which I
Yeah.
think is the one of the very critical point of government itself. All the big
Mm.
organization, NASCOM, are
Yeah.
constantly talking about employability skill gap. Now,
Yeah. Yes.
my
Yes.
follow-up question would be that like training 2 lakh student, it is quite a big number. And were these all mostly in-person trainings or online trainings? Because in person, looking from that perspective, because I'll just add to my question that nowadays with the ad tech growing, the numbers are
Mm.
getting higher. The people are joining over the YouTube and joining those sessions. The number can be higher, but doing
Yes.
in-person session, bringing students into the classroom, delivering even a longer program, because your programs are not just 2 hours 3 hours workshop. It's a long
Yeah.
program, right? You are
Yes.
delivering a training, so 2 lakh from that perspective is quite a big number. So are these all mostly in person or online included?
Yeah, 90% are in-person trainings. Yeah. Now, if I talk about from last few years, our online numbers are increasing, but previously before COVID, those were purely offline numbers. Yeah,
Okay,
I can
majorly
say.
offline numbers.
Yes,
Then
yes,
it
yes.
then it itself, that number itself speak for the great work that CETPA has done and what you have done
Yeah.
as through
Yeah.
CETPA
Yeah, and
in
the reason behind
bringing
the
a
same
better.
is like, yeah, reason behind the same is like getting like the first was of that breakthrough. We were partnered with STAP IIT Roorkee that time, and secondly, my father used to say that when you are into the system, is that is normal saying as well. When you are into the system, you can manage the system better. So all we three partners are technocrats. My room partner is my business partner. So
Oh,
he was from IT. I am from electronics. So I started teaching VLSI robotics, but around 5 years back, I myself upskilled myself into Python data analytics. So I usually take like deliver sessions into Python, data analytics, business analytics, machine learning. My partner is like from IT, so he knows numerous technologies. He is good into mobile app development also. He's good into PHP development, .NET development, Java, full stack, front end, React, Angular. So most of our in-house development, like we have developed our in-house CRM, we have developed our in-house HRMS, and all is developed in .NET technology internally. So we try to be into the system, and our trainers, we always focus on trainers. Many times I see when my uh, friends in my competitors are there, so they focus on the infrastructure, they focus on the operations, but we always, our prime focus is on trainers. We try to have the best trainers in the industry. That
Okay,
is, yeah.
that I think that partly answered my next question itself. That what are the key strengths of SETPA that sets it apart from other companies? One definitely would be trainer-focused organization. Would you like to list other features of SETPA?
Yeah, definitely. Means one is means I can bet on my trainers. I always say कि any corporate, any student, if they want to upskill their employees or a student want to learn the new technology, you go to any organization, but take one demo from from my trainer. All my trainers into Java, the trainer is having around 25 plus years experience. My cloud trainer is having 20 plus years experience into .NET, into full stack. So our trainers are having both the training delivery experience plus the corporate experience. So many times I sit in some sessions and professor is delivering a session, but backbenchers are sleeping. So teaching is an art, and I know that it should be a mixed like corporate experience plus a training delivery experience. So that is the
Yes.
one part. Secondly, we are not only today a training company. Means 99% of the training companies are purely training companies, but we are having the equal business into corporate trainings as well. Recently, we have delivered training to Samsung 400 employees. We have delivered training in Pfizer, where we trained around 50 freshers into Salesforce, and then we deployed them in Pfizer. So there are multiple trainings we deliver for corporates also, and corporate trainings are both induction trainings plus the trainings for lateral people. So my trainers are aware about that how to train people into the industry. So definitely they can easily train the people from the academics also. So that is like so we and my trainers are they are into retail training, student trainings, they are into corporate trainings, they are parallelly doing development also many times. So they are they know that how that quality training to deliver that people should be ready to work in the environment once they and many companies visit us, join us, and get the people trained freshers from us. That why? Because from colleges, from market they get freshers, and from setpa they get quality trained freshers. So that is means many times we have to deny a company that we don't have the freshers, please, means we don't have that much numbers, and we have to deny them that yeah please. So every day, every second day, we have one or two companies who are visiting us online, offline, for hiring of the yeah employees for the freshers. Yeah.
I think your focus on the quality and your trainer that itself speaks a lot about the quality of SETPA, and that must be the foundation of how you achieve that quite a big number in upskilling. And it's still because there are other companies, there are things that has happened to edtech industry if we talk about, but I think
Yeah.
SETPA has tested the water. I have a question coming from Shubham Gupta, who is asking, what are the key strategies you have found most effective for upskilling a large IT workforce? So if you get a contract from the company, what are the things that work well in that environment?
Yeah, same like I can take one more example of TCS. Around in June only, 2 months back, couple of months back, they had given a statement that they have 80,000 open positions, and they are not able to fill those positions because of the gap in the industry and means in the market, I can say. So definitely the thing should start from the school only, where in the school means my one of my partner, his brother is there in Germany. His child son, he visited India around when he was in 8th standard, and there was a compulsory internship in their 8th standard. They have to go to some company and get that internship in the 8th standard. So so that is the gap here, especially I can say that that should start from the school education only. School should open different technology labs, different technology trainings. It can be initially with the block based coding or something at the second third standard, I can say, at the school they should start, and then gradually they should make the people into means into one segment, one industry. Many times my son used to say ki, why I'm learning history, why I'm learning this, why I'm learning that. So definitely those are the important subjects, but parallelly from that level only they should select one subject, one domain. Yeah, they have to enter into AI, like you were talking about. It is a bit difficult to enter into AI domain, so definitely parallel initially with data analytics, business analytics. After some experience they can go into ML AI. But if they
Okay.
start from that level, second, third standard or fourth standard, they start learning initially introduction to Python or then Python programming, and then they learn some Excel concepts and then Power BI, Tableau concepts, and then they go to data analytics. And then at reaching that 12th level, I guarantee, I can bet that they will be much better than BTech freshers into AI or any other technology. So if we start from there only, and if not so, then at least in BTech, still there is a gap between industry and academia. So industry people should focus more on training of the freshers, training of the college academia students, and then that gap can be filled and that numbers can be closed, I feel, and that there will be much better response. Many times I see the articles, yeah, 70%, 50%, 40%, the freshers who are entering into the market, they are not capable enough to enter into the industry. They are not having those much skills. So that gap is still there, and that gap can be filled with that level of education only. Yeah.
Okay, so probably starting early should be the mantra, the
Yeah.
bottom line, that one can start
Yes,
early. They don't need
definitely.
to wait for
Yeah.
completing their college to get into industry. There
Yeah.
are other models, as you mentioned, about the outside India model, where students can, even at the age in the class of 8, can be expected to do internship, and that at
Yeah. Yeah.
itself definitely will bring up the. My last question will be towards that: what is the impact of upskilling on company growth? Because is there any definite example in your experience?
Yeah, means many times I see a common post on LinkedIn. There was a conversation going on between a CTO and a CFO of a company. CFO says, ki, why you invest on people upskilling? They learn the technology and then they leave. So CTO replies, ki, if you don't invest, you don't upskill, and they don't learn the new technologies, and they stay with you, and they don't leave. Then what is the use? So though I am not agree with both the conversations, so I have many case studies where the companies who started investing more on the upskilling of the people, they were down the line, down the years, 2 3 5 years, they were getting better revenues. Means if a person is having a better sessions, like many times we deliver, we get many requirements from the industry on coding practices, best coding practices. So when I have seen people with 5 years, 10 years, 15 years experience into the industry, they still are not having good coding practices. And if they learn how to write clean, neat, beautiful code, and how to write a quality code, then definitely it will take much lesser time to develop the code. It will be more secure, better quality code can be developed, and accordingly, my client will be more satisfied with the delivery, and I'll get the better returns. I can get the better, more projects from the same client. And even I have seen the companies who are investing more on the employee upskilling, employee retention also goes up. Yeah, employee satisfaction goes up. So that is the
Okay.
win-win, means big benefit for the corporates, if I talk about, if they invest on upskilling of the employees. Yeah.
Yeah, and you stressed upon a very critical point, which is the quality of code and the beauty of the code. You use that how to write a beautiful code, not just the code, working code. And I think
Yes.
I can't agree to that statement much, because I've seen when there is a interview to be done. I was having a conversation within our VectoScaler team, and one of the senior persons said that probably I'm having a time crunch to interview, but just get me the code from that person, that whatever that person has written, and I'll identify the quality of that person. So probably that by just looking at the code itself, people can identify the quality of that person.
Yes,
That
yes, yes.
itself speaks a lot. So because
Agree.
thanks
Yeah.
thanks for being on our show and sharing so many beautiful insights about the upskilling and how can be done at the scale. Because upskilling few people, like 10, 20, 100 people, is a different game, but upskilling lakhs of people is definitely a different game. So before we end this today's Vector Tech Talk session, is there any last message that you want to share with us, for the audience? And for the audience, definitely you should keep following Vikas Kalra for getting the insightful updates. The LinkedIn profile of Vikas is mentioned below, so you can start following him up and comment on his post, so that you can get updates on what is happening in the upskilling space. So Vikas, any last thought that you want to share with the audience before we close the session today?
Yeah, definitely. Means I always talk to my students. Means I am also a trainer along with the entrepreneur. So I focus always that try to be stick to one technology, into one spectrum or one domain. Means many times if I have to give a session on personality development, so I'll discuss, yeah, decide the aim of your life. So once you enter into a degree, then it is decided that where you have to go, but you have to decide somewhere or the other which where you have to plan. The right direction matters a lot. Many times, literally, I see that students who enter into some inappropriate domains, and they after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, they visit CETPA and they literally cry that, yeah, made a wrong decision, like in our past. So, and that was not the right decision, and we entered into wrong domain. So selecting a
Okay.
right domain, preparing for that matters a lot. Like that is a game changing for the lifetime, I can say. Selecting the right domain and be stick to that domain. Yeah.
Okay, so finding the right domain can be a recipe for success, long-term
Yes.
success into the career.
Yes.
That is the critical mantra. And I think you mentioned and touched upon many different aspects of upskilling. And thanks,
Yeah.
Vikas. Thanks for being here. Thanks
Yeah.
again.
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you for inviting me on this platform. Thank you very much. Thank you, audience.
Yeah, and thanks, audience, for always being so interactive and asking questions, giving some insights. Keep watching our weekly podcast, Back to Scalar Tech Talks. See you next week with another amazing speaker. Till then, keep enjoying, keep learning, and bye bye.